Okay. I look around this room today and I see the future of our activity. Leaders, trailblazers, teachers, local callers, regional callers, international callers. As I look around, I also see that we don't seem to have very many of the legend callers left, who have been around the activity long enough to have seen and participated in CALLERLAB since before its inception to now. And the number of callers who have remained involved with the continuous active service to our organization are fewer still. Today I have the honor and privilege of awarding a Lifetime Achievement Award to one of these legends. I am sure that it won't take very long for you to figure out who it is, but indulge me for a few minutes while I tell their story. Our recipient started dancing in 1947 and started calling in 1949 with the traditional New England style of calling. During the 1950s, he made the transition to our current form of dancing with its contemporary figures and styling. He started teaching callers in 1959. In 1966, wrote a book entitled Calling, I can't look at the table, Calling for Modern Square Dancing. In 1972, he started writing a series of booklets on various aspects of our trade. The first was called Timing, then Leadership and Club Administration, followed in 1974 by Your Voice, and in 1977 by Smoothness in Square Dancing. Many of these articles are still used in our CALLERLAB training curriculum today. He helped found the Tri-State Calls Association and the New England Council of Calls Association, two organizations that are still in existence today, and he has served in just about every office available. He became a charter member of CALLERLAB. He was our first chairman in 1975 and has served on the Board of Governors ever since. He served for many years on our executive committee and was chairman several additional times during his tenure on the board. He was inducted into Sets of Order Hall of Fame in 1979. In 1992, he and his wife were inducted into the Square Dance Foundation of New England's Hall of Fame. In 1993, they received the New England Yankee Clipper Award. He received the CALLERLAB Milestone Award in 1984 and a gold card in 2006. In fact, I believe that he and his bride have received just about every award in the activity that the activity can bestow upon them, both in New England and around the world. Figured it out yet? Back when I started calling, this caller seemed like a very hard nut to crack. Reserved, observant, unreadable. But me being me, I was determined to work hard to earn both he and his wife's respect. I remember one snowy afternoon at the mill around, we were looking out the window, wondering if any dancers were going to show up for a dance, and he quietly said something to the effect of, "If you ever need anything, let me know that I'm available to you." I felt like I had finally belonged. It made me work harder to do my best to live up to their expectations of me. I would not be here today, in part, without the support, guidance, and friendship I have received from Jim and Joanne Mayo. I know you'll have plenty of time to clap because it's going to take them forever to get up to the mic. So just hold on. Now I lost my rhythm. I'm going to start crying if you listen with me. I know even today that if I approached him with a question or for guidance, he would answer honestly and directly with the activities and my best interest of heart. But others have said it better than I. From John Wedge. Jim Mayo is an amazing man. At his current age, he is still the one person I would go to for information about modern Western square dancing. No matter what is asked of him, Jim is always there to help. Joanne is his backbone. She is the most amazing and generous hostess that I have ever encountered. From Ted Lazat. The most important interaction I had as a young caller was with Jim. He saw something in me that I didn't see and made me aware of it. His willingness to help, honest feedback, and unwavering support for what he believed I could achieve put me on the path to be the caller I am today. I'm forever grateful that he took the time to take a young kid and point him in the right direction. From Jerry Junk. Jim and Joanne Mayo have been tireless in their support of square dancing and CALLERLAB. Jim has left a legacy of the history of square dancing through his writings, and his historical perspective of CALLERLAB is without equal. He and Joanne are the definition of a friend to me. From Masaru Wada. His book is a very important book for Square Dance Society to understand American history and culture. Japanese Square Dance history was also stated in this book. This has contributed to know Japanese Square Dance Society as well. I respect him that he has lots of activity for CALLERLAB Association and development into the Square Dance Society. from Don Beck. Only a couple more. I'm so lucky that Jim and I lived in the same area. Jim was my mentor. In my early days of calling, I learned so much from him. In my later days of calling, I learned so much from being able to brainstorm with him. I also value his and Joanne's friendship, and from Don's milestone presentation to Jim, he is willing to keep changing when changes will be beneficial, yet will strongly stick by his decisions when that seems to be best. Jim is an innovator, not a renegade. And finally, from Tony O. It would be very difficult for me to put what Jim and Joanne Mayo have meant to me in just a few sentences. Jim was, and in many ways is still, a mentor. Jim was always the first one I came to for advice when I was chairman of the board. I was honored to serve several terms on the BOG and EC with Jim, and I cannot think of a more dedicated couple to the CALLERLAB organization than the two of them. Jim's unselfish dedication to CALLERLAB is unparalleled, and if there ever was a couple that bled CALLERLAB blue, it would be the Mayos. You have called with them, you have laughed with them, cried with them, gotten mad at them, argued with them, and learned from them. We consider ourselves lucky to be able to call them friends. On behalf of CALLERLAB, it is with great honor that I award this Lifetime Achievement Award to Jim Mayo and equally recognize, with great love and appreciation, his wife Joanne.
It doesn't happen often. She brought me to tears. I have loved square dancing, and square dancing has been so wonderful to me and to us. It is our life. All of our friends are here. Johnny Wedge couldn't make it this time, but our whole life is this organization and the activity it represents. And I'm going to take this opportunity to pitch a position I'm believing in. It took me a long time to understand that the product we are selling is not choreography. It is sociability. It is the friendship that makes square dancing great. Let us continue to make that our most valuable product. And thank you, thank you, thank you. And most of all, thank you to Joanne, who turned me into a decent person.
It's Tony's job to make sure you get to and from